So we got some more prospect rankings to take a look at today. Kiley McDaniel of ESPN dropped his top 100 a few days ago. As you can tell, I'm definitely not in my apartment right now, but the grind doesn't stop. We're going to keep uploading videos. So we're going to take a look at Kiley McDaniel's top 100 prospects, give you my thoughts and opinions, as I always do, reacting, sharing thoughts, giving you my opinions. That's how we roll. So if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like on it. The prospect videos up, I'm down to do them. You just got to let me know that you want to see a little bit more of them. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content here. Even though baseball looks like it might be a long ways away from coming back, still gonna keep making videos, so make sure you're subbed and follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMark, as well as check out my new college baseball podcast, Rally Caps. Link is in the description. So I've seen like a few rankings that were on this list that were interesting, but I don't actually think it's a bad one overall. Let's start it off with number 100, Ellie De La Cruz. Again, I think I've talked about this guy in reacting to other prospect rankings. Really good shortstop for the Cincinnati Reds. This is a guy who's got the build, he's got a lot of tools. It's just, is he gonna be able to put it together? And that's kind of what he said, type tool shed with a problematic approach. It's pretty accurate for Ellie De La Cruz. He's like right around that top 100 for sure. 99, Johan Rojas. So this is a name we haven't seen on lists yet, but I've done a little research into him. Phillies outfielder. I don't really know if we'd call him a center fielder right now, but he's got some tools to say the least. He's a pretty exciting prospect. The Phillies haven't really been able to make any prospects into anything recently. Like their development has not been strong, but a guy like Johan Rojas looked really good last year at the age of 20. Looks like they might have a very toolsy player that they can maybe mold into a much better athlete. Looks like they have a really toolsy player that hopefully they'll be able to mold into just a well-developed player. 98, oh, my boy, Coby Mayo. Yes, Coby Mayo is a top 100 prospect. I stand by it. If you look at my draft stuff back from 2020, he was one of the guys I was highest on. I think I had him like in my top 25 in terms of players that should be ranked. Coby Mayo is absolutely unbelievable. Long power over hit third baseman. 100%, couldn't agree. He was really good last year. And even Kiley McDaniel said he was skeptical about him on the showcase because he had different setup to his swing every time. But if you see his build and when you see him make contact, he's a special player. I love that Coby Mayo is getting in the top 100 right here. One of the guys I am heavily invested in card-wise. 97, Harry Ford. So Harry Ford, first round pick by the Mariners last year. I think tools-wise, he might be a top 100 prospect, but based on what we've seen thus far, I don't know, it's a little different. Like defensively at catcher, at times he's looked strong, at times he hasn't. He might be a center fielder. He might be a second baseman. His value is in his athleticism. 97 though, I like it. I mean, when you get towards this like 90 through 100 range, sure, pick the guys you want. So I'm cool to see Harry Ford on here because like I can see a world where he is. 96, Gunnar Henderson. We've talked about him before. I think that's pretty appropriate. Taj Bradley, 95. A little bit lower than what I think Baseball America had him at, but he's still really good. This is going to be like the build that you see the Tampa Bay Rays do forever now. These young, strong arms that are going to come up early. They're going to be on like that Shane Baz, Shane McClanahan type innings limit that we've seen the last few years, and they're going to end up being really strong. So Taj Bradley, I like that player there at 95. DL Hall, a little bit younger. I'm surprised that he's down here so far. Now, it might be because that he had the injury, and maybe Kiley McDaniel sees DL Hall as maybe a little bit more of a long-term reliever, which he does here. I expect him to fit best as a multi-inning reliever, but if he is healthy and as a starter, I think he is higher. I would put DL Hall a little higher. Wow, okay. This is probably the harshest I've seen anyone be on Matthew Liberatore. He's been pretty good, and he still is only 22 years old, so I feel like this might be a little bit of a drop. But to be fair, Matthew Liberatore hasn't really done anything since going to the Cardinals that has made him deserving of going higher. He's kind of just been a little stagnant. I still think he's very good, though. I think 93 might be a little harsh, but I get it. 92, Mark Vientos. Hey, Mark Vientos. I do think he's probably borderline top 100, but I don't know if he would fall in the top 100 in my list. I love his bat. I mean, at the plate, he's really strong. It's just he's not really going to play third base. He's a power guy. He's refined his approach a little bit the last few years, but I mean, I love seeing him in the top 100. As a Mets fan, I'm excited that someone else sees the talent in Mark Vientos like I do. 91, Jj Bliday. Okay, so I think he's right on the fringe. I've seen a lot of people keep him off the top 100. He did look really good in the fall league, and he's strong, he's fast, he's built. Like seeing this guy in person, I got a much different feel of what I think JJ Bliday could be as a player, and that's probably why people were so excited about him at first. He struggled a little bit. He is a little bit older. This is kind of his make or break year for me. If he really is going to turn into this next great outfielder, he's got to show something this year because he's 24 years old. 90, Geraldo Perdomo. Sure, I mean, everyone's got him in the top 100. He just doesn't really hit. That's kind of the big thing. Like he'll be a good everyday shortstop, but he just can't hit or hasn't really shown the ability to hit at a level that's like anything that's exciting. 89, McAble. I like McAble. Good arm. The Phillies got him. Again, will they be able to develop a pitching prospect? That's the big question. 88, Hunter Brown. That's a name we have not seen on any lists recently. He was a 5th round pick back in 2019 at D2. He's got a big arm and he's got a really good curveball. I don't know if he's a top 100 guy for me, especially with how how much great pitching talent there is out there. But again, when you're in this range, I'm cool with you picking guys and having good reasoning, and the mid-90s fastball plus the hammer, I mean, that makes sense. 87, Michael Busch. Interesting, he has him listed at first base, solid everyday corner bat. I think he's probably going to play a little more second base, especially with that being like a hole in the Dodgers lineup right now. But this seems like a pretty accurate spot. 86, Dylan Dingler, new name. This was a guy I considered putting in my top 10 catchers, but I didn't. I was a little hesitant because, again, his age, 23. Like, I'll take the younger guy who's performing at the same level at a higher rate than Dylan Dingler. But Dylan Dingler, really good catcher out of Ohio State, really good arm, really good athlete, and he's swinging a pretty good bat. So I'm cool with that here at 86. Drew Romo, 85. Again, a guy that I had on the fringe. I had him outside my top 10, but he did rake in his first minor league season. He was absolute beast at the plate. Now, do I think it's going to continue as the levels go on? I'm interested to see. He's in Colorado. Obviously, guys can definitely get some good hitting out there, and the Rockies are starting to get some more hitting prospects, which is exciting that they're kind of fading away from pitchers and focusing on hitting. I'm definitely a little skeptical of Drew Romo, but the talent is definitely there. 84, Matt Brash, filthiest slider in all of baseball. I mean, just look at it. Pitching Ninja did a video on it, or a short the other day. It looks like a video game slider. It looks like he's throwing a blitz ball, and his numbers have just been going through the roof. He can get so many swings and misses. Will he be a starter? That might be the big question, but it's looked pretty disgusting thus far with his stuff. I love seeing Matt Brash on here. 83, Aaron Ashby. Yep, with the Brewers. I mean, he's just kind of boring, but he's going to be good. He's with the Brewers. 82, Jose Miranda. Absolute beast at the plate with the Twins. He's going to get a lot of playing time this year. Shea Langoliers at 81. I've really liked what I've seen out of him in this past season. I think he'll be a very solid catcher at some point for Atlanta. Same thing though, 24, so we keep him a little lower. 80, Mackenzie Gore. Yeah, Mackenzie Gore is someone who has been on the fringe now of top 100 for a lot of people. He just kind of is so sick, but hasn't been able to really show it recently. Get the hesitancy with Mackenzie Gore right now, but obviously just a few years ago, he was a top pitching prospect in all of baseball. This will work at some point for him. I just don't know when. 79, Nick Lodolo. Surprised he's this low. I think he's probably in that top 50 range, but I guess because of the injury history, maybe people get a little scared. We did see that Keith Law left him off his top 100, so Kylie McDaniel's probably more in line with Keith Law than he would be with me here. 78, Nick Prado, power hitting first baseman. Talked about him in my first baseman prospect video. The Kansas City Royals have just figured something out power-wise, and this dude has definitely got a lot of power. 77, Quinn Priester. Yeah, Quinn Priester. Good stuff. I am not as high, I think, as other guys, because the tools are there. The makeup, though, we got to get a little more command for him, but definitely talented. He's only 21. 76, Rowansi Contreras. I love Rowansi. Talk about a guy who's got crazy stuff, and he's MLB ready. He's going to come up like this next season and just make an impact for the Pirates. I definitely think Rowansi is a top 100 prospect. He's electric with that like 130 mile an hour fastball. George Valera, 75. George Valera is really good, all around solid player. I don't think he does anything particularly at an elite level, but he's like a 55, 50 grade across the board. It feels like on everything, and it's a really good hitter. Also New York guy. 74, Colton Couser. You've heard me talk about Colton Couser. Big fan of his game. I think he's Christian Yelich 2.0. My boy Gabriel Arias getting some love here. Yes, he should be the highest ranked Cleveland shortstop. I really believe it. He's so good. He was at AAA last year as a 20-year-old and hit pretty well. He's also got a good enough glove to stick at shortstop. Gabriel Arias is a stud. 73 might even be a little low. I think Gabriel Arias has a chance to be like a top 50 guy, but I know a lot of people maybe don't see the same projection as me. I like Gabriel Arias a lot. I think he's the shortstop of the future. 72, Joey Bart. Sure, that's fine. Don't really care about that. 71, Peyton Burdick. Interesting. Tyler O'Neill-ish, compact, explosive outfielder. I'm not as high on Peyton Burdick. He just kind of hasn't really been that great of a player, I feel like, just yet. Like you said, he's definitely got the tools, but I want to see him put it together more before I start calling him a top 100 guy. Not my choice, but hey, listen, if you think he's a Tyler O'Neill-ish player, he was one of the best players in baseball last year, sure, you should throw him in the top 100. 70, Nick Gonzalez. Again, I think he's probably top 50. I love how Nick Gonzalez swings the bat. 69, nice. We got Everson Pereira of the New York Yankees. My friend James is huge on this guy. I'm not as high on Everson Pereira as others. I think that there's other prospects even in the Yankee system that I like a little bit more, but he is a 20-year-old who has shown a lot of tools. And right now I'm kind of getting in my head, Kylie McDaniel is a big tools guy. Show me a little bit later, and that's fine. We're still like outside the top 50 here, so I don't mind that. 68, Andy Pages. Yes. Andy Pages getting some love. He's so good. He's so sick. This Cuban that the Dodgers got is part of this insane farm system, and I feel like he gets slept on at times. Has been left off a lot of top 100 lists. I think he's top 100, top 75, so I love seeing him here at 68. His power potential is disgusting. I love Andy Pages. He's so good. 67, Luis Campusano. I've talked about him enough already. We got to see him perform a little bit more. Bryson Stott at 66. Yep, Bryson Stott's pretty solid. Again, this is kind of the year he's... All right, coming up at number 55 here, we've got Yuri Perez, who is just... Yuri Perez is going to be exciting. He's 18 years old, 6'9", and strikes out everybody with devastating stuff. Might be a Cy Young in the making. Might be the next great Miami Marlins pitcher, because boy, have they figured out how to produce them. It's at an unbelievable rate. 54, Sixto Sanchez. Sure, coming off a shoulder injury is a little scary, but Sixto's great. We saw the stuff that he had a few years ago when he actually got to pitch, and he was pretty good. He kind of slowed down a little bit, but injuries will always be the concern with him. The way he throws, it's a little concerning, but talent-wise, he's very good. 53, Leovar Peguero. This is one of the higher rankings I've seen of Leovar. I'm happy. I have some autographs of him. I think he's very talented. I just don't know if shortstop is going to be like where he shines, just because I don't know if his bat's going to be able to make him one of those premier guys at the position. That's the thing that concerns me about Leovar, but it's very young. 52, Bret Beatty. I think it's a little low for Bret Beatty. I think Bret Beatty's definitely inside the top 50. I think you can make it inside the top 30 argument. Mets bias aside, I mean, power and patience at the plate is something you just don't find too often. He's a way better athlete than people are giving him credit for over here. Like, calling him a corner bat, I understand he's third baseman right now, but he'll play third base very well. He's way better athleticism-wise. Here we go. Above average athleticism for his size, plus raw power, solid performances, defensive improvement. I think he should be higher. I really do. I think he could be at the majors next year. 51, Josh Lowe of the Rays. Yep, power, speed, the Tampa Bay Rays. 50, top 50 start here with Kyle Harrison, 20-year-old who was drafted in 2020, and he just tore up the minors last year. He was incredible. Giants, same thing. Developing pitching seems to be really good over there. 49, Reed Detmers. Fair. That's fine. He's going to be like one of the everyday starters for the Angels, so he'll drop off this list very soon. 48, Jeremy Pena, a guy who Keith Law left off the list. I don't know if I have him in the top 50, but he's, I think, in that 50 to 75 range. I just want to see a little bit more, because last year he showed it with the bat, which was always the biggest concern. He's put on a lot of muscle. He's going to be the everyday shortstop. Carlos Correa is not coming back. Expect to see him there every day, and it's really good. Also, how crazy is it that Carlos Correa is hitting free agency at 27, and Jeremy Pena is going to get his like first chance at 24? Just to tell you how good Carlos Correa is. 47, Nick York. Love the Nick York love, because he really is just one of the better hitters in all the minors right now, and he was kind of slept on, so I love to see he's in the top 50. Guy I'm very high on. And of course, one of his minor league brothers, Tristan Costas, here at 46. Yep, really good hitting first baseman. 45, Vidal Bruhan. We saw him last year struggle at the major league level, but he tore up AAA at times. He's a great athlete. I don't think I put him ahead of Nick York, but that's fine. It's probably MLB readiness there. And again, tools. 44, Edward Cabrera. I'm not as high on Edward Cabrera. I really was. I was super excited on him coming into the year, but then last year what I saw, there wasn't a lot that made me think he could be one of these frontline starters consistently. I think he could probably do it at some point with a little more development, but last year I was a little let down. I don't think he's top 50 in my eyes. Number 43, Ronnie Mauricio. I mean, yes, potential star, I completely agree with, but the big thing is his approach. And while he still is 20, the approach, while it's getting better, is still not very good. He just doesn't have a great approach, but the pop is unreal. He's a really good athlete. I think he can play shortstop for the future, maybe third base more likely, but he's a really good prospect. Spoke to the dude. He's a really nice guy. I think the talent is through the roof with him. It's just putting it together. And again, he is still 20 years old. I just don't know if he'll end up with the Mets. That's the real thing at the end of the day. Also, don't think he's better than Bret Beatty right now. 42, Luis Matos, outfield prospect for the Giants. Incredibly talented. Really good stuff. Look him up. He's a 5-tool player. Maybe a little power necessary, but even then, just ridiculous. 41, Brady House, one of the top shortstops in the draft last year. Quite literally built like a house. Yeah, I like what he says here. Potential superstar shortstop with big risk. Yeah, there definitely is a big risk here, but he has the ability to be one of the best shortstops in baseball when he's actually MLB ready, because the power potential plus his athleticism is rare. 40, why do they all do this? They all group up Brady House and Khalil Watson together, and they put Khalil Watson one spot ahead of him. Gifted hitter, real defensive value. I don't know if he's going to stick at shortstop. I'll keep saying this. I just think because of his size, he's probably going to end up moving to second, but he can swing the bat. He's a great athlete. He's an all-around good player. People had him going as high as like number 2 overall last year, so I think Khalil Watson is legit. He's the real deal. One of the big pieces in the Marlins farm system in terms of hitting, which they do lack on. 39, Henry Davis. Yep, he's really good. Number 1 overall pick. Great arm, great hitter, all-around solid. 38, Michael Harris. This is one of the more aggressive rankings of Michael Harris that I've seen. I can see him in the top 50 because, again, he has all the tools. Just, let's see him put it together a little bit more, and he is 20. He's still young, but he seems to be the new Pache Waters, where those guys are kind of forgotten about now, and everyone's getting excited about Michael Harris. 37, Brian Rocchio. Yeah, see, I just don't simply think he's better than Gabriel Arias. I think Arias has all better tools all around. He was younger at a higher level. I don't understand this. He lacks the power and is an above average tooled shortstop. Why is there more love for Gabriel Arias? I think you could switch these two around. I think Arias is 37th, but I definitely don't think Brian Rocchio is. I think he's top 100 borderline. 36, Jack Leiter. Yep. I mean, we all know about Jack Leiter. This dude's going to be at the majors maybe by the end of the season. If not, probably start spring training 2023. He's just so good. He's incredible. 35, Daniel Espino. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm not as high on Daniel Espino as others, but he has some heat. I mean, he throws 100. He's a starter. He's going to be able to be a starter when he gets to the major league level. I've seen some people hover around the top 50 with him. He's good. I think this is a little aggressive, but that's fine. 34, George Kirby. Stud. He's going to be at the major league level next year. He's going to be incredible. He throws gas. He's got devastating breaking pitches. He's just all around unbelievably good. The Mariners, they know how to teach pitching now too. 33, Max Meyer of the Miami Marlins. Keith Law left him off the list. I don't think I would have Max Meyer at 33. I think he's probably in that 50 to 80 range. Again, I haven't done my list yet, so I'm not 100% sure, but he's very good. I think he's like maybe going to be someone who could be either a frontline starter or one of the most disgusting closers in the league. His range is huge. That's what scares people, but his like fastball slider / cutter combination, it's pretty devastating. He was great at Minnesota. Here we go. The Martian, 32. One of the highest rankings for the Martian I've seen. Refrigerator box filled with dynamite. Yeah, he's built different. He's one of those players that you either think he's going to be the next great thing or you think he's just going to kind of fizzle out. I don't know. Feels like he might have just had too much hype when he originally started. Is this ranking a little bit more aggressive than others? Yes, but is this out of the question? I don't think so. I think this is a fine ranking for a guy who, again, Kylie McDaniel clearly cares about tools. Jason Dominguez has got the tools. There's no doubt about that. Robert Hassel at 31. I think Robert Hassel should be higher. I think he's top 25. But that being said, Robert Hassel just needs to develop the power a little bit. But if he does, he's still young. He's only 20. I think you're looking at a possible top 10 prospect by the end of the season. If Robert Hassel can hit for a little power, the sky's the limit for him. I was so big on Robbie Hassel when we got into the draft. Like, he was probably my favorite prospect out of everybody. I wanted the Mets to get him badly. 30, Marco Luciano. Interesting. Moved him to third base, and I kind of agree. I don't think Marco Luciano is going to stick at short. I just don't think it's going to cut. From what I've seen, I got lower on him because last year was kind of hovering around like that top 10, top 15 range. I think 30 is a really good spot for Marco Luciano, especially because I don't think he's a shortstop. So putting him here at third base, number 30 makes tons of sense for me for Marco Luciano. They will still try him at shortstop though. Jordan Lawler at 29. Love Jordan Lawler. I think he's going to be like a guy who could also possibly be top 10 as long as he's healthy. He's had some injury stuff going on, but he's got big power. He's all around just a really, really solid player. He drew a lot of Bobby Witt Jr. comparisons out of the draft. I think that's fair. 28, Brendan Davis. Cubs, you better call him up this year because this dude's ready. Let him play a little bit in AAA and then bring him to the majors and just throw him in. Let him hit. He just showed so much ability last year. He really came onto the scene hot. Brendan Davis is incredibly talented. 27, Gabriel Ruiz. Yep, you know how I feel about him. He's going to be at the major league level every day for them as a catcher. Really strong. 26, Diego Cartaya of the Dodgers. One of the higher jumping up the list catching prospects in all of baseball. He's a beast. He's getting Salvador Perez comparisons like Kylie McDaniel says. Really, really good. Just needs to see a little more out of him, but this is kind of on pace with where everyone's putting him. 25, Oswald Peraza. Yep, Oswald's really good. Good exit fielder. Just needs to lift the ball a little bit more, but fortunately he's just kind of stuck at shortstop because there's a little bit better guy a little further up with the Yankees, but Oswald Peraza, at the absolute worst, Yankees trade him and you get somebody real big back. 24, MJ Melendez. The power and the defense for him at catcher is disgusting. Again, Salvador Perez build. The Royals know what they're doing with power now. He hit, what, 40 homers last year in the minors or something crazy? Like, he's really, really good. I expect to see him in the majors maybe soon. 23, Hunter Green. Love that. I love being aggressive with Hunter Green. He's been all over the place, but he looked really good last year. Got all the way to AAA, struggled, but he was 21 at AAA, so he's going to struggle. I'm glad to see that he's this high because he has the potential to be one of the most exciting pitchers in all of baseball. He's just got electric stuff. 22, Marcelo Meyer. My boy, love Marcelo Meyer. I think he's incredible. Shades of Corey Seager. It's just so accurate. He's the Corey Seager comp. Everyone's going to do it. I think he's a top 20 guy. Corbin Carroll at 21, all around. Very, very solid player. More center field-ish version of Jared Kelenic. I don't think he's going to ever hit for the power that Kelenic will. I think Kelenic could be like a 30 home run guy. Corbin Carroll I see as more like a 15 and 20. I think he could be like a better Verdugo, honestly, more in my opinion. 20, Zack Veen. Interesting that he separated Veen and Hassel so much, but I guess because of the power with Veen, like he's a dude who legitimately probably going to hit 30, 40 home runs a year when he's in Coors and healthy and playing, a full season. Got a beautiful swing. Reminds you of Matt Olson. That's interesting. That's a fun one because Matt Olson can definitely swing the bat well. When I saw Zack Veen swing, I was like, oh, this guy, he's unbelievable. He's a top prospect. So glad to see he's in the top 20. He deserves it. 19, Josh Jung. Yep, Josh Jung is really good. Right hand hitting Kyle Seager. Interesting. I think that might be a little bit of a harsh comp. Kyle Seager was a great pro, but he was never one of the top 10 third basemen. I think Josh Jung has a potential to be a top 10 third baseman at some point in his career. Big power, really good athlete, all around solid player. Number 18, Nolan Gorman. Listing him at third base. Definitely not playing third base. Nolan Arenado's there. He's playing second base. Max Muncy-ish. That's kind of fair. He's got good power. He's got decent plate discipline. I can get behind that. I'm just not going to put him at 18 in my rankings. Number 17, Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker's the real deal. Another guy I was very high on coming out of the draft. He was supposed to go to Duke, but then he went into the draft, got taken by the Cardinals. I was like, this kid is going to be special. Huge, talented, great discipline at the plate. Rose up the minor league rankings a lot faster than people thought he was going to. Jordan Walker, another reason why Nolan Gorman shouldn't be playing third base, because Jordan Walker's here. If Nolan Arenado's not going to be the guy, even though he will be. Like, oh, I love Jordan Walker. He's so good. The power potential plus the glove is like pretty good all around. 16, Elvis Martinez. This is the most aggressive Elvis ranking, and I love it because I think he deserves more respect. He tore it up last year as a 19-year-old, putting up numbers that we saw guys like Vlad Jr. do at the A-ball level. So if you're you're going to get excited about those guys, you got to get excited about Elvis Martinez, who's at shortstop. I think he has the potential to be a superstar. I'm buying up all of your Elvis Martinez cards. 15, Shane Baz. We saw him last year. He's going to be filthy. He's going to be disgusting. He's going to get the McClanahan treatment. Probably not pitch too many innings this year, but he's disgusting. Alec Thomas, 14, lefty version of peak AJ Pollock. See, he's, a really good all-around player. Yeah, Alec Thomas, this is the most aggressive ranking I've seen of him. Him and Corbin Carroll, I think, go hand in hand right next to each other. Both great. O'Neal Cruz coming in at number 13. Again, tools-wise, you get it. At shortstop, seeing like a 6'7" dude who's just got some of the best raw power in all of minor league baseball, it makes sense. Cannon of an arm, too. Hit the ball so hard last year when he came up. O'Neal Cruz is exciting. Number 12, Noel V Marte. Heard me talk about Noel V. I love him. I think he's incredibly talented. Superstar potential as well. Flew up these lists. People didn't put him in the top 100 last year, which is just criminal. Number 11, Gabriel Moreno. Outside the top 10, a lot of people have him as the number 1 catcher, which makes me believe that Francisco Alvarez is going to be the number 1 catcher here. But Gabriel Moreno is so good. I mean, mashes, the exit velos, everything. He's just always tore up the fall league too. I understand the hype with him. He's a really good player. He's the real deal. He's either 1 or 2 in terms of catching prospects if you're ranking guys. Top 10 now started at number 10, Tyler Soderstrom. Whoa, I missed this one. Wow. Tyler Soderstrom at top 10 for a guy who really doesn't have a position. Advanced hit power combo catcher corner. Will Myers as bat over defense catcher strictly at the plate. He's in that Kyle Tucker, Riley Green area as an advanced elite teenage lefty stick. This is an extremely aggressive ranking of Tyler Soderstrom. Oh my goodness. I mean, he hit really well, but doesn't have a position. And comparing him to Will Myers is scary. Now, Kyle Tucker and Riley Green, not scary. Those guys are legit, but whoa, this is crazy aggressive for Tyler Soderstrom. Like the range you're giving here is Will Myers and Bryce Harper. And again, tools, I get it. Hit tools are elite possibly for Tyler Soderstrom. He was fantastic last year, but definitely is not a catcher. Definitely not a catcher. And athleticism wise, it's not the greatest. Wow, I'm so shocked with this one. I vehemently disagree. I don't think that he can't not be a top 10. I think he's top 100 right now. I think that's fair for sure. But whoa, as high as 10. So that means Moreno is going to be the number 3 catcher, right? Because I mean, he has to rank Francisco Alvarez, I'm sure. Okay, there he is. Yep, number 9, Francisco Alvarez. Best catcher. We'll take it as a Mets fan. He really is so good, though. Mix of Salvador Perez and Will Smith. Yeah, you hear what those guys are? Some of the best offensive catchers in the league. I mean, Francisco Alvarez has really looked so good. 19 years old last year, and he was tearing up A-ball. He's going to play in Double-A, I would think, for the majority of the year. Defensively, still some stuff to work on for sure, but at the plate, absolute beast. I mean, the power potential for Francisco Alvarez is unbelievable, and he's a better athlete than you think. He's also got a pretty solid arm. Man, I love seeing him as the number 1 catcher. Hell yeah, Francisco. Can't wait to see him on the Mets. I can't wait. Interviewed him too, and he was awesome. That dude's going to be a star. He's ready to be a star. He's got great personality. Number 8, Grayson Rodriguez. The consensus, I think, number 1 pitching prospect in all of baseball, and for good reason. He's disgusting. I mean, there's a reason the Orioles are changing Camden Yards all of a sudden. It's a guy like Grayson Rodriguez. They want these pitchers to actually get some advantages while they're there. He's unbelievably good. I mean, 4 good pitches. Number 7, who do we got here? We got Spencer Torkelson, a little bit lower, but again, everyone has him in the top 10, and you should. Somewhere in between Jose Abreu to Pete Alonso. I think that's fair. I think you could even give him Paul Goldschmidt type. Maybe not as athletic, so that's probably why you go Pete Alonso, but he's going to hit for good average. He's going to hit for great power. I mean, he hit 30 homers last year in his first minor league season. He's going to play first base at some point for the Tigers in 2022 if we ever have a year. If we ever do play games and have a season, Torque is just, he's unbelievable. There's a reason I was super hype about him at number 1. It's because he's really good. Number 6, wow, Anthony Volpe at number 6. This is the most aggressive, but I've seen him in the top 10 pretty much every time, and that's fair. It's a chance to probably finish the year as like a number 1 overall prospect. Shortstop, New York Yankees, great power, great speed, pretty good glove. All around, really good player. Like it says, well-rounded shortstop who is above average at everything. I couldn't agree more with Anthony Volpe there. New Jersey kid, Jack Leiter's high school teammate. So good. Anthony Volpe's a stud. I agree. I think he could definitely, this is a really good aggressive ranking for a guy. Number 5, Riley Green. Riley Green at 5. I've been seeing him get inside the top 5 quite a bit, and I can agree to it. I think that he's a really solid player all around, and at the worst, you're getting like a very 5-tool type player in center field. I mean, he's a great hitter. He's gonna get some pop. Detroit's tough, so power numbers will never be crazy, but he's gonna play great center field too. Maybe more of a corner guy, probably, if you're really talking about playing in Detroit where the center field is so massive. But Riley Green, at the age that he's at with the ability he's shown, sky's the limit. He's still so young. He's 20. Number 4, CJ Abrams. Wow, really aggressive considering he barely played last year. He missed a lot of the season because of the injury, but I think, again, tools, and Kyle McDaniel clearly loves his tools. Reminds him of Kenny Lofton. That's interesting. Elite speed, hit tools with plenty of power and defense. It's pretty accurate. Now, he has to play a little bit more. He's definitely had the injury bug, and that's nothing you should punish him for. I think he's a top 10 prospect, but number 4, okay. I see you, Kyle McDaniel. It's not crazy. It's not crazy. Number 3, Julio Rodriguez. Fine. Again, I think he's number 2 in my eyes, and you could make the argument that I think he's even number 1, but top top three, we know who the top three is going to be. It's just about ordering here. Somewhere between George Springer, Aaron Judge, and Juan Gonzalez. Yeah, all those guys are MVP candidates. All those guys, two of those guys should have won MVPs. Aaron Judge should have won an MVP. Juan Gonzalez did. George Springer has had some fantastic years and plays at an extremely high level. Yeah, I love J-Rod. I think he's going to be the next great player that does come up in terms of star power, home run ability, just the fact that he will be one of the best players when he gets called up. They've been pretty patient with him, and I expect him to be a little bit patient too. I don't know if he's going to get the call up early this year, maybe towards the back end of it, but dude's pretty much ready. His power potential's crazy. He's going to win multiple MVPs. He's one of my favorite prospects in all of baseball. Number two, Bobby Witt, if I had to guess. Yep, Bobby Witt. Reminds me of Carlos Correa or Trevor Story. Pretty good comparisons, right? I mean, we're talking about two of the best shortstops in the game. Carlos Correa, who's probably going to get $350, close to $400 million this offseason. Big money. Incredibly talented. Bobby Witt Jr. needs to be the everyday shortstop for the Royals in 2022. He should. That should just opening day. Put him there right now. Why not, Kansas City? Not making any splashes without him. Try and get aggressive. You might have a generational talent here. I think you do. And then number one, of course, is going to be Adley Rushman, switch hitting Buster Posey. I mean, yeah, he's going to be an MVP in the making. He's going to be one of the best catchers that we see in this generation. He just does it all. And I don't know if you guys saw the Baseball Bat Bros video where he was taking some BP on the field. Ball flies off his bat. He hits absolute nukes. How can you not love Adley? He's a cool dude, good player. His one knock would be he's 24 years old. He's a little bit old, but that's really more on the Orioles for holding him back. He's been ready. He better be the opening day catcher for the Orioles. If not, wait, Brett Cumberland? Sorry, Brett Cumberland, if you're watching this, but Adley Rushman should be the starting catcher. It's ridiculous if he's not. He's the best prospect in baseball, and he probably will end up being one of the best catchers. Overall, Kylie McDaniel's list, way better than Keith Law's, honestly. He definitely values tools over actual production, and I'm cool with that. I love tools. I'm a tools guy when I'm looking at players in the draft because, of course, production in high school doesn't really matter. So me and him kind of have a similar feeling on how to rank guys because, again, I love tools for draft prospects. It's really not that much of a difference when you actually do get to the minor league level outside of, like, you know, production. And none of these guys on these lists were bad by any means. They're all good players. It's just whether or not you agree with how high or how low he has them. And overall, I think Kylie McDaniel did a great job. I'd love to know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content. Follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMark, links in description. Next few videos you're going to see in this setup, so get used to it. But so we're going to wrap it up, guys. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye.